destroyed and broken. You have to be completely broken by the leaving. And if they do leave you and you're not destroyed and broken, they'll fucking come back and tell you, they'll make sure of that. And the purpose of that game is nothing more than a 4-year-old tyrant trying to prove to you how important he or she is. And that's all it is. And they need you to suffer when they leave. And the more you suffer, the more important and powerful they are. The more you are sad and angry and low and depressed, they feed from that. It's a horrible thing to say to a client in coaching. It's really hurtful, but I need them to have that very graphic sort of impact of like, this is what you are dealing with.
I look back at it now. I see my soon-to-be ex-husband for what he really is. And I've been saying it, he's a toddler. No less a tyrant. In a grown man's body. On the outside, he was a middle-aged, somewhat functioning and convincing adult. He just had a fake facade about him to where he looked normal. But he was always very emotionally stunted, and he went by his impulses. He always had a grandiose ego about him. He had to be the best in everything. He never liked to listen. When somebody else is talking, he would completely be dismissive and talk over them, especially if it was somebody that he was close with, his own family. But when it was strangers, it was like he all of a sudden knew how to hear. He just has an obsession about wanting to be wanted. He needs that validation and constant attention. The fact that he chose to discard me 1 week before our 21st anniversary says everything about him. He's a fucking piece of shit. I hate him. I do. I've accepted what he did, and it's a hard pill to swallow, but I'm not desperate enough to stick around. He wanted to destroy me. And, these types of people, sick people, they lack depth. They can't self-reflect. They don't have mutual respect for others unless it serves them. They can fake it. And taking accountability is his worst fear. He never will take accountability. He'd rather burn everything to the ground just like he did before he accepts responsibility and he realizes this was all on him. So again, instead of apologizing, admitting what he was doing, he ran. I know he went to Utah to go cheat on me. I know he was already talking to other people. He chose to be a whore, chase validation and that ego boost that he always needed. He didn't give a shit. He went with no regard for the damage that he was about to cause. He didn't care that the kids and I were going to be living off only $180 for almost 2 weeks. It wasn't like a midlife crisis that he was claiming. It was just all an excuse. Like I said in another video, he was using finances as leverage. We had plenty of money in savings. He was using that as an excuse as to why he needed to, quote-unquote, break up with his wife of almost 21 years. He honestly was done with this marriage as I was done with this marriage. And his selfishness is on full display for everybody to see. He's going to expose himself eventually. I'm not worried about it. What really exposed his mindset was what happened when he came back. You know, he was angry because I wasn't home when he came back from the airport at 11 p.m. He doesn't need to know where I was. And he just was pissed off because he no longer had control over me. He was enraged because I didn't chase him. He had no remorse because he hurt me. In his fucked up, twisted reality, he knew leaving wasn't meant to be the end. It wasn't meant to be permanent. It was just a test. It was a sick, fucked up test. Because I took it as final, and it is. It's completely final. So if he's still hanging on hope or thinking that I'm going to come around, I'm not. Fuck you. When I didn't do that, when I decided I didn't want to reconcile, I think it shocked him. I don't give a fuck. It just made me realize how deeply messed up he is in his head. He's really disordered. His personality disorder is beyond repair. Narcissistic personality disorder, being a malignant narcissist, being covert, it doesn't fucking matter. He's a fucking psychopath. And I just want to be away from him. These types of people, they believe that they're entitled to loyalty even after they betray you. And they're expected forgiveness without even an ounce of remorse. He never actually apologized, but he did beg me. I have emails after emails of him begging to come back and act like everything was fine. I was sick. No accountability whatsoever. So, the point of this is when you refuse to play along with a 4-year-old little tyrant, they lose control. And that's when the tantrum starts. That's when the slamming of doors. That's when they wake you up at 3 a.m. in the morning just slamming shit. That's when they call the cops on you and threaten to get you arrested for not being served. It doesn't matter if you're not dressed. It doesn't matter if you're like still sleeping. That's what he did to me. He was just trying to cause a scene in front of our kids and just fucking psychotic. I can't wait until my youngest is 18 so I can completely delete this person from my life forever. I think I'm getting over the shock of realizing I spent 2 decades entertaining this fool. And I was never there. He never grew up, never grew past that 4-year-old little mind who thinks the world should revolve around him. He never got enough attention as a kid. He would tell me that his mom and dad would leave him home alone, even at 4 years old. And they did abuse him. Physically and emotionally, mentally, but I'm not going to get into that. People who have endured violent homes or even been exploited in other ways, they will end up as evil as this guy did. They have a choice. Whether to keep on running, avoiding what they need to face and improve on, or taking accountability, which he'll never do.